Hey y'all, it's Desiree and I'm back with another video. I really feel that this is the right now word for somebody. God is saying that it's time to praise, it's time to celebrate, and He's saying, how would you respond? How would you react? How would you show up today if you knew that tomorrow was the day? How would you feel today if you knew that tomorrow was the day? How excited would you be? How happy would you be? How overjoyed would you be? Is it anything on your mind that you would no longer worry about? Is there anything on your mind that would no longer be a concern? Is there anything on your mind that you would still consider doubting? And you're going to know that this word is for you because you know that it's the end. You know that you have reached the end. It's been the end for quite some time now. And that's how all the more you know that this is the end. That it's time to see a victory. I really encourage somebody to take a moment to themselves and truly just think about all that God has brought you from. Truly reminisce on your life. Truly reminisce on what it is that God has brought you out of, how God has kept you. Reminisce on how you have found God to be your friend, your confidant, your father. Because it's time to praise. It's time to celebrate. It's time to get loud. Stop being fearful of getting happy. Stop being fearful of getting excited saying, well, I don't want to get too excited today. And then a month passes by, a week passes by. Get excited. Don't let the enemy keep trying to contain your joy. Don't let the enemy keep trying to contain your excitement. Don't let the enemy keep telling you, well, you need to see something first before you get all excited. Because you remember the last time you got excited off a word, off a vision, off a dream, off a feeling, off a spiritual unction, and nothing happened. But you know that this is the end. And it's time to rejoice. You don't have to see a thing to rejoice. You don't have to see evidence. You don't have to see proof to rejoice. How many times have we been in a situation, a circumstance where we went to sleep with a problem, not knowing how it was going to work out in the morning, and by the morning it was worked out? Has there ever been a time that you was laid around depressed, that you was laid around anxious, that you was laid around voicing complaints, voicing contempt, and then by the night, God had did it. By the night, God had pulled through. And then you end up feeling kind of silly, feeling kind of childish for how you acted out, how you responded. You start feeling kind of cringy because you wish you would have just held on to your faith just a little bit longer. Because you see now how the enemy tried to hit you right when he knew that it was the finality. When something deep down in your soul, deep down in your spirit said, just trust him. Just trust what he spoke. Just trust that he's going to make a way. Just trust that it's all going to work out. But your doubts were screaming over it. But your fear was screaming over it. But your worry was screaming over it. But your emotions were screaming over it. Just to wake up and by the morning it's settled. Just to stress out all day and by the night it's settled. And one thing about it, God doesn't just touch a thing. He gets it taken care of. It's settled. He's not a I'ma see what I can do type of God. He's the type of God it's settled. Ain't no need for another phone call. You don't got to email them again because it's settled. You ain't got to call checking on it again because it's settled. You don't need a payment confirmation because you know that it's settled. You're not worried about a tracking number because you know that it's settled. God said it's time to celebrate. It's time to praise, and you don't have to see it first. Job 42, 1-5 says, Then Job replied to the Lord, I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. You asked, who is this that obscures my plans without knowledge? How many of us have been around here talking and you don't even know what you're talking about? You got all of these questions, concerns, you got all these comments, commentary for what it is that God is doing, but you don't even know what you're talking about. It says, surely I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know. You said, listen, now I will speak. I will question you, and you shall answer me. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. You see God. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what's right around the corner, but you see God. It's no longer just something that you hear, because this wasn't a conversation Job had with God after God blessed him, after God restored him. Job didn't even know yet that the double was on its way. Job didn't know what to expect. He just knew he needed to work that out with his father. Let me get this back right with the father. He understood, hold on, maybe it was some things that I had got mixed up. Maybe it was some things I got confused along the way, because I know I heard God, but now I see him. At a point in time, you had only heard God, but now you see him, and you don't know what you're looking at. And God is saying, so therefore, praise. So therefore, celebrate. So therefore, dance again. Therefore, laugh again. Smile again. Don't be scared to grab a hold of your joy again. He don't want just peace to be your portion. He don't want just comfortability to be your portion. He wants joy to be your portion. He wants happiness to be your portion. No more seasons of suffering. It's time for lifelong rejoicing. And it's time to act like you know. It's time to stop acting like you don't know where you are. Like you don't know what time it is. Like you don't know that it's finally here. Like you don't know that it's finally happening. Like you don't know that this is the moment that you have been waiting for. Act like you know, because it is truly time to praise, and it is truly time to celebrate.